Hi and welcome here. I'm here to do a quick little coloring video. I have a card that I'm posting tomorrow for a sketch challenge, so I thought I'd show you quickly how I colored it. This is a cute little Pure Innocence image from My Favorite Things that I've stamped in tuxedo black ink onto some vanilla colored Nina cardstock. And I'm going to start with coloring her skin. And if you've taken if you've had a chance to take the intermediate certification class for Copic, then you will learn a lot about different skin combinations and skin tones. I'm going to start out with E50, and I'm just going to lay in a base color here and under her. When you're working with a softer cardstock like Nina, you do want to make sure that you kind of let the layers dry in between. Because of the soft nature of the cardstock, if you apply wet upon wet layer, you will have trouble with it bleeding outside your lines. So I'm just laying down a really light layer of E50, that's my base coat. And to change up the tonality a little bit, I'm going to add E01. It's great for just adding a little bit of the pinky tones to her. And I'm going to consider that my light source is up in this part of the sky, so I'm going to shade in this side of her face. Make sure I get her ear there. And her head is casting a shadow here under her chin and kind of in the crevices of her arm. And this shoulder is getting sun, but here close to her body is shaded. And shaded here by her top. And a definite little shade line from the little trim of her bathing suit skirt here. Now, one thing I do notice on these images is that they never draw any knees in, and that's something you can actually do just with your shading. And I actually looked at my own knees and where does the shadow fall when I'm standing straight, and actually my knees, they kind of cup in the side here. I get two little shadow spots when I'm standing straight up from my knees, so I will do that to her as well. All right, and a little bit of shading here because of the hairline, casting a bit of a shadow there. All right, so that's E01. Now I'm going to come in even a little bit darker, and I'm going to go up to E13. And here I'm going to just add a little bit more kind of in the deepest parts of shadowing. So here really close and under her chin here. I'm doing this quite sparingly. But, you know, she's going to have a bright red kind of a swimsuit on. So as soon as I add her clothing, I don't want her skin to fade away to you know, the likes of vampire looking skin. So add a little bit here. All right, and I may do just a small little line under her swimsuit here. All right. Okay, now I'm going to come back and blend some of those spots. So I'm going to use my E01 to blend that E13 line. See if I can blend it out a bit. I'm careful to leave my skin highlights highlighted and not blend it all out. This line I don't have to blend out a whole lot because it's a hard cast shadow line, But these ones here down on her feet I want to blend out a bit. Okay, and this one up here. All right, so that's step one. Now I'm going to come back with my original base skin tone, which was my E50, and I'm going to blend it out a little bit further. So as you can see, my stroke somewhat mimics the curves of her face. Just blending all those colors together. And here, definitely want to kind of blend out this shadowing that I have happening at her knees. Otherwise it looks a little blotchy. And this one's on her feet. And just keep working it until it's as blended as you'd like it to be. Okay, I think I like that. Now what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of BV 000. Now this is just going to cool down some of my deeper shadows. Adding a little bit of blue violet's always a great idea with the skin. So I'm going to just kind of do it at the corner here and where her head is casting a bit of shadow there. Just makes it look a little bit more realistic, because as shadows happen they cool off, and the blue in the blue violet tends to cool off colors a bit, and so makes it look a little more realistic. All right, now if you find that all of a sudden she starts looking a little bit too blue, then you can come back with your E50, your base tone, and just go over that a bit, just to make sure that, you know, she's not looking like she's sick or anything like that. And the last thing on her skin that we haven't done yet is some cheeks. So I've got my R20 here, and I'm just going to pick a little R20 up with my E50 marker and just dab in some cheeks. I got a little bit much on there, so put it off on scratch and just blend in those cute little cheeks. And then finish blending the whole face. Now looking at this again, it's always good to kind of just take a step back and look at it again. And I notice I'm staying pretty true to most of my shadows, but I notice this top corner of her shoulder does not look realistic, because her head would actually be blocking that shoulder. So I'm going to come back in with my E01 and color that shoulder, and then add a little bit of the E13 and a little bit of the BV 000. And as you can see, by doing that, it makes it look more believable that her head is blocking that there. Now, as you can see, I have these fun little pieces that I'm going to paper piece. So I'm going to do that really quickly. And I just have a little glue pen here. And I'll add these pieces. It is so fun to paper piece because it's quick and it's fun to get the pattern paper in there. All right. And what I want to do with this swimsuit is if I left it like this, the swimsuit has absolutely no shading on it. So I'm going to take my BV000 and I'm going to add a little bit of shading, and in these pleats here there would be some shading, so I'm just going to get my BV000 marker doing that, and I'm going to add a little bit of shape to her just by using this marker and that cast shadow that's up there on her shoulder as well. So that's just a really quick look at how I incorporate my skin coloring with my image. And so I will post this video, and then on Wednesday it'll be part of the sketch challenge card that I have, and I'll be able to show you the full card then. So in the meantime, thanks for watching.